Hi guys, it's Jill here from Lavender and Friends, your source of essential oil education and inspiration. As you know, we've kicked off our new series of Mythbusters, the Essential Oil Edition, where we'll be addressing some common misconceptions people might have about using essential oils, multi-level marketing, the company doTERRA. And I'm really excited today because today's myth we're addressing is quite a big one and I hear it a fair bit, and that is the myth that essential oils are only for girls. Guys can't use them, it's not a boy thing, it's not a manly thing. Now, obviously, what better person to address it than by getting the lovely Byron from Pure Oils with me. Now, Byron, you are a guy, correct?
Yes, last time I checked.
Yep.
Yes.
And you use essential oils?
Absolutely, I do.
Perfect. He will be a great person to be asking about this. So I guess the first thing to do is to ask you what got you into oils in the first place? How did you learn about them, and what, I guess, inspired you to first start using the oils?
It was Renae who was the first one who used the oils. It wasn't me.
That's your wife at the time?
Yes,
Yep.
so Renae is my wife, the other half of Pure Oils, and she was the instigator to the essential oil adventure.
Yep.
And she got great relief from peppermint essential oil in managing the symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome.
Okay.
So that was the catalyst. I wasn't in the market for essential oils, as most of the guys out there aren't. It's usually the female that is the catalyst, or the person who first introduces them. And from there, I just saw the amazing benefits that the oils had for Renae and the IBS, because we'd been searching for previously for the 5 to 6 years for a solution, and I saw how amazing they were. And just wanted to know more, so started reading the Modern Essentials Guide, listening to people on YouTube, obviously our mentor as well, or mentors that we're enrolled by. So yeah, just wherever I could get some juicy information, I was sinking my teeth into it and learning as much as I could. Yep,
excellent. And I guess, how would you say you guys have benefit from using the oil? So obviously you mentioned Renae's gotten a lot of relief for her gut issues and her IBS. What would you say for you have been some of the big benefits?
Yeah, so I thought I was the picture of health when I first started using the essential oils, and I had no problems whatsoever. But starting to peel back the onion layers, I did suffer from insomnia, stress, anxiety, insomnia, and Lavender Peace, which is a blend that doTERRA does.
Oh, I love that one. Love it.
is one that I still use every day. So every night, back of the neck, bottoms of the feet, and that's really just aids with sleeplessness. And that was my big testimony, my big reason why I love the essential oils. But there's just so many.
Yep.
Yeah.
And for me, I know when I often have classes or talk to people about oils, a lot of times the girls will say to me, oh, I need to check with my husband, I need to check with my partner. And I get that, because when you're in a relationship, obviously financial decisions are joint ones and you want to get their approval. However, I find it quite, I guess, disheartening when a lot of people come back and say, oh, look, I'd love to, but my husband said no, my husband doesn't believe. I guess, why do you think a lot of guys are so resistant to the oils? What do you think is stopping them from, I guess, even just giving them a try?
Yeah. I think because there's a little bit of a stigma around essential oils, and they think that they're just happy hippie herbs.
Yeah.
And there's no science behind it. So, the guys do need to be open to a certain degree to just start to sample or try the oils to get an experience, because that's what we want, right? We want the guys to experience the oils and have that aha moment. And for me, it was the man flu. I had the man flu, and
it's brutal.
It's shocking. It's so
glad you're still with us today.
I just skimmed through. Lucky I had the oils, because I was ready to go for cold and flu tablets like I always did and soldier on. But Renae was like, no, we've got the oils. She lathered me up, and that was my first personal experience. And that was proof of how amazing they were. And from there, obviously, just gained more experiences. So my advice for the ladies out there, for the men who are resistant, is to just wait for your opportunity to allow the men to have an essential oil experience. And it might be, a sore and tired neck or something like that, or a headache. And don't do anything involuntary and spray peppermint in their eyes or anything like that. That's going to possibly be a detriment. It's going to be a traumatic experience. So you want to make it pleasant, and just offer that opportunity when it arises for them to have an experience.
Okay. So I guess, what would you say, if there's any guys that are watching this or being forced to watch this by their lovely, lovely ladies, what would you say to them about just giving it a go? What would your advice be?
If you don't know, if you don't give it a go, right? It's one thing I've always said when people have opinions, and I used to work in IT, and I don't know if it's a stigma around IT or just IT people, but they think they know everything, and people would have opinions, and I'd say, okay, have you tried it, or do you have an experience with that? 90% of the time, they hadn't even tried it.
They're just dismissing it without even trying it.
Exactly.
So just give it a try, and at least then you can say you've tried.
Exactly. Give it a go. If you haven't tried it, then you don't know, and
True.
you don't really have a valid opinion. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's like Brussels sprouts. You don't know you don't like them until you've tried them, and you can know if you don't like them.
Exactly.
Now, we're going to have a minute and have a bit of a chat now more about the business side of things. So Byron and the lovely wife Renae run Pure Oils, and they're very successful and well known, especially on the Central Coast, which is where we are. And in the doTERRA world, they are what's called a diamond, which is quite a high rank, and it means that they actually do this as your full-time job.
Yep.
Now, what in particular inspired you to go from someone who just, used the oils and found benefit and relief in them to actually building it as a business and going, all right, I'm an IT person, but I think there's a financial opportunity in this. What, I guess, prompted you to take that step?
Yeah, I guess because the opportunity was shared with us from the start as well. So we were exposed to the opportunity upon first introduction.
Yep.
But then once we also had the experience with Renae with Peppermint and IBS, it was kind of a no-brainer. And we're into health. We always have wanted to have our own business.
Yep.
And we saw it as a perfect opportunity to just give it a go and share these amazing essential oils and help people. So it was pretty much a instant decision between both of us that we'd both give it a go and get into it.
And I guess, what would you say have been the benefits of having your own business, having your own doTERRA business? What's been the biggest benefits and the perks of it?
Definitely working from home and having flexibility.
Yep.
One of the intentions that we set when we first started out on our doTERRA venture was to create more time for ourselves and our family. And we've just had a baby girl. She's 1 year old now, and effectively we can co-parent her. We're working from home. And yeah, it does have its challenges, just like anything. But the amount of time that I get to spend with my daughter in comparison to even if I just had a local job working 9 to 5 days a week is just second to none. It's awesome. I get so much time, and it's really cool.
And what would you say, as a guy, has been the biggest challenges of having a doTERRA business, besides the obvious one of you're surrounded by a bunch of hormonal girls all the time? But what do you think would be some of the challenges, particularly as a guy?
Yeah, well, obviously it's a female-dominated industry, and it's going to be a little challenging for guys to sort of break through. And it's, I think a lot of it is your energy that you put out there. If you come across, and this can be in any situation, if you come across as anxious, if you're sharing oils with a woman, and for instance, you're talking about menopause, they're going to be thinking, oh, what does this guy know? What this guy?
He has no idea.
He has no idea. But if you are confident and you go into it completely open and just with the intention to share and help people, then it's going to come off as so much more genuine, and effective as well. So for guys that are doing it on their own, don't be scared of the hormonal women. Just get in there. Actually, spending time and working with women over the last nearly 5 years now has really been enjoyable. In comparison to working with
IT computers.
Yeah, computers and nerds.
And what would you say to a guy whose wife or partner is starting a business and the guy is not going to be involved in the business? What advice would you give them in, I guess, supporting their partner?
Yeah. Be supportive. Yeah. Because most of the time, once a woman makes her mind up that she wants to do something, she's going to do it, right? So you can either go kicking and screaming and dig your heels in and make your life an absolute nightmare, or you can just allow and accept and go with the flow and just do the dance. And there's a lot of guys that I've met in the community. Some of them are involved in the business, some of them are not involved in the business. Some are happy to just look after the kids, do the cooking and the cleaning and all the usual womanly duties, and support in that way. Where others, they like to split it 50-50 like Renae and I do, and some specialise in certain tasks in a business and also
play your
jobs
strengths.
around home. Yeah, absolutely.
And so I guess that kind of leads to the next question, where if you are doing it as a business with your partner, which is what you and Renae do, what advice would you give to guys that are, I guess, thinking of doing it like that, or even thinking of doing it solo because maybe they're single?
Yeah. I would say, go for it. Especially as you move up through the higher ranks, let's just say diamond and above. This is usually where the guys sort of prick their ears up and go, she's earning more money than me. And they start to get more involved. So my advice is to try and be supportive from the start, even if you are a little unsure about the oils, you haven't had your experience yet, just be open to them. They are amazing. It is all scientifically proven and backed. doTERRA is an amazing supportive company that's just changing health completely, and just go with it. It's an awesome adventure. Yeah.
And finally, just before we finish, what would you say is your manliest blend?
My manliest
Your manly blend.
My manliest blend. This definitely puts hairs on your chest. I applied it to my chest daily. I don't have much facial hair, so I've got my testimonies on my chest.
Yep.
But cedarwood.
Yep.
Is the main ingredient.
Yep.
Frankincense.
Oh, I love frankincense.
And arbor vitae.
Oh, okay. 3 very woody ones. So.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, look, that's basically it. As you can see, that essential oils aren't just for the ladies. They are definitely something that guys can benefit from using. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you'd like to learn about how you can get access to these wonderful oils, please feel free to send me a message, or else you can also visit my website, which is Lavender and Friends. So that's www.lavenderandfriends.com. Or, of course, you can always go back to whoever has introduced you to doTERRA. We'll be tackling more myths over the coming couple of weeks. Ladies, I'd love if you could share this with your man friends or your partners. Tag them in it and show them, you can still use oils and be manly like Byron. And otherwise, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.